in some sort of capacity, whether it's FPL or officials. So let's get things underway. Knife Round's pretty important too, because this is the second most CT-sided map in the pool.
Yeah, hard to imagine that this map is as CT-sided as it is, but I guess that's just the way T-sides are right now in Counter-Strike. It feels like they're hard to come by, or at least you've got to earn them a little bit more. But we're into that pistol. Solid, very keen on leaning towards his B bomb site straight away. You've got a smoke, presumably for market window, and a Molotov for deep van, and you can just explode onto that site. I would have liked an extra flashbang here too, but it'll have to do in this situation. They're just waiting around for any aggression, and against a roster like Fluxo, I'm not saying that this is a bad call by any means, because it is pretty much essential to this CT side.
Yeah. For now, though, very, very quiet. A timid start. Let me get out of this one. Both sides showing each other, a hell of a lot of respect, if we're being completely honest. Not a hell of a lot to work with, either. Kalzi, jump peeking. Molotov, of course, waiting to be used in the hands of Nyx. Speaking of it, dropping into a short. Oh. And that's where maybe can pounce for us first, and he will.
Well, now straight into Lukalzi's arms, and he can't find anything with the dual Berettas. Now, Nyx caught between a rock and a hard place. Shocking, he even gets one there, leaving it into an even keel. Now just a 1v3 for LCM, and he can't do anything. And that scoreboard does not, folks. Kai is in the server, gets himself a double as well as DRG. So a lot to be excited about now all of a sudden in this game. You know, just having these new additions for both of these sides. We basically get to see how they fare with these new players and what they can add to the lineup now that they're on full display here.
No, it's true. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing what they can bring to the table and actually how it changes this team, because, you know, for me with Fluxo, I didn't think for the most part that they were in sort of desperate need of changes. They weren't losing, you know, to teams on a consistent basis, the teams that they should be beating, which I always think is one of the main ways in which you see, or one of the main reasons you see teams make changes. So for Fluxo, for me, they felt like they were in an okay spot where they, you know, ECL was a pretty good opportunity for them to make it way towards Pro League and this, that, and the other. So they had a change sort of out of nowhere, and now I'm waiting to see why. Art gets caught on aggro. Zevi, Trey, sticks around for a second, does a lot of damage, but also takes a fair chunk himself.
Double smoke miscomm there, but it works out, I guess, because they get away with it. And then Zevi re-aggresses. Very odd turn of events there from Fluxo. Lukalzi's going to get aggressive. Destiny should have his number every day of the week, and this is the kind of double-edged sword that comes with Fluxo when you cast them, right? It's that over-aggression can sometimes completely surprise the opponents, and other times when it is noticed, it can really put them into some sticky scenarios in many even spots. And now you've got a 2v2 where both Nyx and Kai are on polar opposite ends of the map. Solid have got to figure out this together, try to link up and just trade effectively, bring it down to a 1v1.
Yeah, not going to be easy either, if I'm being completely honest. Destiny. Already got 2 to his name, though. Moving their way forward. They explain that corner angle on bench. Bit of a tough one to clear this as well. A lot of times he gets overlooked because you look towards the left-hand side of bench if we're the one sitting at bench, or right side if you're swinging out from short. Especially if they drop on towards sight. Take a bit of time for them to maneuver and clear this. Gonna have to make a bit of noise about it. Still, time is ticking. 15 seconds, fellas. Got to make a move. Molotov bounces front bench. So Nick's just not cleared here. And he swings out for the second. Beautiful work. DRG will fall again. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, the Molotov, you know, obviously goes towards back of pillar, but they just don't even really hold for bench properly. You've got to make a decision. If you're going to molly back sight like that to get that pillar, or I guess front pillar in a way, you've got to hold bench. There's such a common angle to hold in some way. They don't, and he gets away with 2. Brilliant work from Nyx on a 2-0 start for Fluxo. That's all we can really ask for.
Yeah, a bit of an odd situation there for Solid. I guess that's some of the teething issues that I was speaking about in the pre-show. We'll see whether or not they want to continue pressure this B bomb site. They're trying to get themselves up close and personal as quickly as possible, straight into Nyx yet again. But this time around, he has an MP9 and he's all alone, fully blind. Beautiful work there from DRG. An even better shot there from Ale. Zevi will find to pull one back into the 4v4, but a B bomb site retake, Neo, that's always going to be a tough nut to crack.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? At least they've got the rifles for it, but it's not going to help with Zevi falling early. It's going to make things, yeah, pretty awkward. I think you're right. You've got to call it. They're out of there. Art's called it already off, and that will be that. Pretty simple, pretty effective. They're getting out of there. The good thing is, though, no matter what the economy's like, with 3 staying alive, in some way you can buy back in towards the next. So that is, I think, probably one of the main things. That's really all we'll care about here. Getting a full investment back in towards the next round. A couple of drops will come through, especially from Lucalzi. You know, he's got plenty of cash left over. So it's fine. Maybe somebody has to take a bit of a hit in towards the likes of an MP9 if you want a bit more util. Well, I don't think Fluxo will be too worried. The first true gun round that comes through from Team Solid is pretty effective. Only the 1 casualty. I don't think they have any complaints about that one.
Yeah, I mean, that is just textbook B execution there from Solid, and it works splendidly. There's no way that Nyx can really do anything there. Even if he does get one, it's just very difficult, even on a 4v5, to try and retake that bomb site. So many nooks and crannies that you've got to clear out. So many crossfires that can be established. So Solid find a weakness and find a way to exploit it as well. This time, Lucalzi will be there to help out his comrade, as Solid now turn to another set piece, this time on the A-bomb site.
Oh, waiting for the fight as well, but smoke in his face going to make life very difficult. They don't clear Kai. 1 for him. For a second, he does stay alive for longer than I thought, but Destiny and DRG will combine. Oh, and then, just as I say that, Lucalzi falling. That's the site open.
Zevi is trying to find a gun in the smoke. Luckily, Nyx in the meantime is finding one back, and he never finds a gun. Completely empty-handed, thrusts Nyx into the clutch, and he is tagged so much in that Molotov. Solid know every step that he's making alongside CT, that it's an easy track from Destiny. What an odd round from Fluxo. Even though that they were able to get the necessary frags to potentially win that round, they look kind of red-faced at the tail end of it.
Yeah, Zevi just knife out, blindly wandering around. It's like, what is bro doing? He's looking for that gun, and he can just never find it. Very awkward, then goes back towards jungle, gets caught, and the round done. Team Solid. Get a second. Not only that, of course, we'll get probably a freebie of a round. Economy broken. Over towards Fluxo. Look at this call. Oh my god, they're walking above them. They spotted all of them. The jump scare bit, I say. Hang on a moment. 2v2. Now done 2v1. Thankfully, DRG shows his experience, but for a moment, that was awkward.
Yeah, holy hell. Works out, but I mean, a ton of damage onto the Solid side. You're thinking that would do some serious economic damage, but not really. You've still got plenty of cash to splash. LCM decides to upgrade to the AWP. Zevi on the other end will have his big sniper as well. But so far, Solid showing that they are not going to go down without a fight here in this map of Mirage. Finding ways to punish errors of Fluxo. Playing some very smart CS, simple CS, just set piece after set piece. And so far, Fluxo have not been able to get that final blow and actually put a stop to this. So Solid are going to rinse and repeat, go for another A execution. It's up to Fluxo to try and deal with this in this second bout.
Yeah, it's true. Pretty impressed with what I'm seeing from Team Solid, though. And so far, that previous round, I'm not going to read too heavily in towards that one. A little bit rogue, a little weird, but in the actual gun rounds from Team Solid, they've been pretty good. They look, you know, more than happy to take fights. They're playing quite simple executions like you mentioned, but they're working. And there we go, another prime example. Destiny, GBB will combine. LCM going to get one of his own as well towards Kai. 2 versus 2 ensues. But nice shot from Zevi with the AWP. When he gets the AWP and he starts hitting his shots, difficult to stop. And Destiny thrust into a tough 1v2. There's a gap on that smoke, but nothing going to rise from it. The bomb dropped too in a less than adequate position.
Yeah, very smart from Zevi to move back to chair, knowing that really the only point of attack that Destiny can win this clutch in is to find that Alpert. And with that, Destiny has to reset the situation. He'll pick up the C4, tries to deploy it as soon as possible, but I mean, easy aware of how close Nyx is. That B anchor making such a sizable rotation. Oh, Nyx doesn't even bite. He gives it up, but Zevi is there. That was never going to be a one round for Destiny. And Fluxo handled business in the 2v1. Great round from Kai, mind you. Triple.
Destiny. Like he's going to be first to fight. Actually going to be GBB falling. Oh, nice opener. Oh, got the right idea. Zevi, what have you got for us? Got a spotted it. An uncharacteristic miss from him. Next time I'm asking, quick flick. Destiny falls. Big find. To give Fluxo the man advantage. DRG, LCM. Arlake with a lot to do. And not a hell of a lot to work with too, because they don't really gain any information from their fights taken in towards mid. There's an all player and a short player. And then now they're probably questioning, where do we go from here?
Aggression from Fluxo down apartments will notify that this A play is coming sooner rather than later. They've got to scamper their way back. Zevi's making the rotation into CT. Art is also available from Khan. But it's all about when Solid want to pounce. I think Zevi spotted out at least one player at this point. Flashes are good to get them onto the site. The bomb should be able to get planted. But how do they hold on to this post plant? They're all going to be stuck on the site itself. Now it's time for that sniper to get activated.
Speaking of the devil, he should arise. Zevi, nice find. Ollie falls, LCM will follow, and it might be all done for DRG. Down he goes. And a flawless retake coming through from Fluxo. And that is a brilliant way to set the tone. Just when it felt like potentially Team Solo were going to get going and maybe have something to work with, they immediately have things thrust back in their face. I mean, a bomb plant's good, but it's not going to be enough to sufficiently buy in towards his next round. So they're going to have to dip in towards, what, just upgraded pistols, and that's about it, really.
Yeah, I'm afraid that is the only option for Solid. Not being able to make these executions work and then going to a little bit more of a contact play. Fluxo find the answer. They find a way to deal with the problem at hand, and it really comes down to Zevi just being in the right time and in the right place. So great work from him. I think he's had some very weird times on Fluxo. I don't think he's had the very high highs that he had on Pain, but he's slowly starting to learn how to play beyond Big Azera's leadership. But it's a hard thing to do. We've seen so many different operas across the world when they have that IGL change. They can't really find their footing, but I'm still very hopeful for Zevi because it's very clear to me that this mechanically is a very exciting prospect.
It's true. I'm with you. Goodbye. Pop flash towards under. Well, they spot 4 out of 5. 1 falls, but at least no gun collected. That's a positive. They kind of can keep hold of that, leaving a window player in charge. Smoke dropped. Of course, with everybody towards under, Nyx knows there's a pretty decent chance they're going to try and pop towards B, get up on plant down. You can stop that. That's a big thing. For Solid, in these sort of rounds, we were not expecting anything. A bomb plant's a nice thing to have. It's a bit of a silver lining.
Yeah, they really want to go at Nyx here, I guess. But so much utility, or at least enough utility to stall this out. I say that Lukowski's leaving, where that only smoke is left. Means, again, Nyx is left alone He's going to be tasked with dealing with all three of these players. I think at least two, I'd like to think, but yeah, no problem. Sure, it's just pistols, but that's a clean triple kill from Nyx. All good in the Fluxo at 5 rounds. Look good now for the CTs.
Yeah, light work from Nyx there at the end. No complaints as Fluxo now put themselves in a really strong spot, because we look at it, this team solid kind of reinvestment coming through, and if they're unable to make this one work, we're talking about where things can very quickly get out of hand, where Fluxo get to the point of 6, 7-3, and I mean, at that point, I don't know. We might potentially already be talking about potentially too little too late. Yes, this is a CT-sided map, but oh my, can't allow Fluxo to snowball like this. Well, they don't. Nyx gets caught. Good shot from DRG. That's a brilliant way to settle the nerves on the reinvestment back in the spam. The damage, but not enough for the kill.
Rousey up to his antics in ladder room, but GBB on the boost just destroys him and boosts himself up the window on this as the smoke is continuing to let its effects in the middle window. Still a lot to like about this round now for Solid in the 5v3. They've got so much space up connector. It leaves a lot on the shoulders of both Art and Kai. And Kai can't even find one, unfortunately. Which means that, sure, Art is in Palace. Sure, he has a chance to strike, but maybe the name of the game at this point is just to save that weapon.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh, he's not.
Hell no. Hell no. Art gets caught. This has been a pretty awful round to watch, if we're being completely honest. Just so many missed fights by Fluxo in every single way, or missed reads as well. At least Heavy hits his, but even still, saving not exactly going to be the easiest thing in the world. They're going to hunt. I don't really blame them either. They've got a couple of bodies that they can worthwhile throw to the potential of getting this AWP. It's not even getting the AWP for themselves, too. It's just start making life awkward towards Fluxo. They do a little run around, but to go the wrong way. The Devior safe over towards CT. That'll be the small silver lining of what was a pretty woeful round from Fluxo. Team Solid gonna make this a one-round game. Maybe we were on to something when, you know, I thought for a second Fluxo could be about to spiral. We said this gun round was uber important. Then they find it. And now, pressure right back onto Fluxo. They cannot afford to lose a couple more of these in a row. This is a pretty big swing round too, where both sides, I mean, there's a little bit more money over towards Solid, sure, but they tie this up. They could talk about ending this half in a really positive note. Getting anywhere near 6 rounds on T-side Mirage, pretty happy generally.
Yeah, definitely so. And so far, Solid have shown some good foundations to this T side. They just have to build upon it. They're going to go out this B side straight away. Molly's flashes are good, and they've gotten the opening as well. Ale with a beautiful entry. And Nyx caught in the crossfire between all these smokes. Just can't find the killing blows. He finally does find one, sure. But Destiny has, in the meantime, found another. And that means Nyx, the B anchor, can't even get involved in the rest of this round. Another decisive call from Solid, and absolutely no response from Fluxo. I mean, these flashes are just so well placed.
Yeah. Team Solid. Credit to them. This T side, when it works, it really works, right? I think that's the issue for them. A little bit of inconsistencies that we've seen throughout, but they actually played pretty nice Counter-Strike. Now they'll tie this game up. So if you're going to get caught, AWP dropped, that's that. That also will mean no AWP investment in towards the next. I mean, they really are strapped for cash. And Nyx, you might fall the same soon. He spotted one, but DRG, brilliant jiggle peek. And only the one casualty coming through from Solid is not a bad round once again. As we saw in towards that last round, a really, really simple one found. This is tough now. Fluxo, they're fluctuating in terms of these performances, and it's not a good way to end out this half, because Solid are going to guarantee, well, they should guarantee 6 at the bare minimum. T-side, like I said, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, no question. I mean, at this point, Solid have done the heavy part of this half. Another mid push on the cards for Fluxo, as Art has a flash lined up at top of middle, or 4 top of middle, I should say. Solid will go back to Old Faithful. It's that A execution that has been so kind to them across this half. PvP will make a sound cue. Solid will actually find one, get up the ladder, and get away with an AK. I don't know how the hell he's managed that.
Bomb goes down. Molotov as well. The AWP of LCM. I don't know if he wants to be sticking around here. Briefly, Destiny with that rifle will come through. This is the sort of person you want fighting up close. AWP is shot. Ooh, Nix punishes Destiny, who labored the Glock and the AWP combo here. Surely they're going to help him out. I don't think you really want an AWP fighting all alone here. Thankfully, the CTs have decided to get out of there, and the AWP will too. Maybe a little bit more expensive than Solid would have wanted, but they will, as the three of them, get out of there alive. 2 AKs collected. That isn't bad, though.
No, it isn't at all, but at this point, it's not even about economic damage or having enough money. It's just confirming that 6. That is all that Fluxo have to play with. Solid have shown to me that they are very capable on Mirage. They're showing very simple but very concise takes onto these bomb sites, and sometimes simplicity is king, man. It's tough to kind of say anything else about this Solid roster. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, very true. Very true indeed. Let's see what we've got to work with. If Fluxo can end this 6 AWP, I think they can be relatively happy about it, but Solid, take a 7-5, that'll be a different story. Numbers advantage for the CT side on the 3-2, but they have got the site themselves. One spotted short, and what a fight! Gauzy gets caught in the drive-by. Hang on a moment, 2 versus 2 are on. Plans for CT, but they're not holding it. Now they will. Oh, it's not a swing we want to be taken. Art gets his. LCM gonna get tagged and dropped as Art gets double at the tail end. 6-all is how we end out the half. Fluxo survived what could have been a bit of a bad ending at the 7-5, but I don't think Solid are going to be too annoyed with 6 rounds on T side regardless. We're going to have to see whether that's enough, though, in the second half. Alrighty, welcome back. 6-all. It's, yeah, as even as it gets, really, heading in towards this second half. But I think, generally speaking, I don't think Solid are too annoyed with that. 6 rounds, T-side Mirage. It's a pretty good showing, all in all. This pistol will be a pretty good tell, though. What is Fluxo's T-side like? What are Solid looking like on the CT side? It's very easy to get spread thin if you don't know how to play things.
Now an ace set piece for Fluxo out the gates. 2 smokes to come through, a flash over the top, and dual Berettas that are going to get very dangerous up close and personal, but LCM will only find one. The bench player is out, but he falls. Destiny now has to step up big, and he can't find really anything beyond those initial 2 kills. 2v2 now between these two sides. Bomb plant should be available, but GBB has made his way into the CT spawn. This is starting to get a little bit antsy. He wants to find maybe another kill to shave off before they can get the bomb down. It's a 1v1 in 2 different parts of the site, and unfortunately, GBB comes out on the top end of it. Nick's now in a very difficult clutch. Now, isn't able to know where Ale is located, and Ale has been in murder hole this whole time.
Not bad. Not bad at all. It's just Solid now. Where we're at for them, unfortunately, as you can see, come back to us, we do have a little bit of a tech pause. So that means I have to change my seating position. I like to lean back over here. But, you know, we head in towards, yeah, you know, JDM and it out here on the cast in the game. Yeah, good start, right? Pistol being taken. Very weird setup there. You can see on the T-sides when they're trying to get that post-spawn setup. It's such an isolated plant, right? Because they actually don't really have any idea if anybody's going to peek out from shore. They don't really know there's a mid-wrap that's come through. Very easily could have made a play, either coming in through under or coming all the way through T-apps, right? So I think the way you look at it, not a good way to play things out at the tail end for, you know, starting towards the T side for Fluxo. And I think, you know, for me, this felt like a really good map in which maybe Fluxo can flex their muscles a bit. They're a side who obviously will come into towards games like this and see themselves as the better team in sort of 90% of the games they'll play against a side like Solid and 90% of the maps as well, more or less. But they're just not playing like it. They're not playing like Overdogs. They're playing very kind of timid and tepid Counter-Strike, and they're being punished for it.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It doesn't necessarily feel like this is the exciting affair that we would kind of have hoped for. But so far, Solid are doing their job. They're finding ways to win, and they're doing it in a very clean manner. Now, Solid have themselves a comfortable buy. Fluxo have gone all in on this round. A real risk to run. But can they find a way to make it work? So far, not really. Nick's down to 6 HP, Art on 72 health, and Lukowski down for the count. A player that we were really hoping to light up the scoreboard, but not so much so far.
GBB could get a second here as well with Art. So Art gets caught. Picked up the AK all for nothing. And now he's down to a double tech 9 with Nick's barely alive. 1 foot in the grave for him, and now he's falling. MP9 at range makes light work of him. AK scooped up 2. 9, which was upgraded to an M4, potentially costing his teammates life, but doesn't matter in the end. Lovely work. AK will then collect at the end. It was close, but AK does get collected, and that will be a 2-round buffer. Honestly, not bad here, is it? Team Solid, not only 2 rounds, should be 3 rounds too. Should be a 9-6, because there won't be too much of a buy here from Fluxo. Fluxo, they're running out of opportunities.
Yeah, Solid now can really lock down the CT side, get much more comfortable in their positions. They're finding answers, and they're finding them quickly. Fluxo on the other end just do not have that same sort of wow factor that makes the theoretical potential of this team exciting. Now, with this complete save, well, not complete save, this very meager purchase, I should say, doesn't have much riding on it. They've done the same stack that Solid did in that first half, but will they give that frag over is the question. LCM spots it out. He knows what's up. He knows what tricks are afoot, and LCM will convert that into a kill into top mid instead.
Kai gets caught. So does Lucas. The MP9 for a double. Maybe a triple, potentially. Well, another pistol. Zevi seems tempted to fight in the same vein. And it might even end the same way. MP9 at range. In the right hands can be pretty damn scary. Nate will come around that corner. Zevi being hunted. And they smell blood in the water. They smell frags coming through. Destiny wants a piece of the pie, and he will get it. 9-6. I can't lie, Paladin. I'm getting pretty worried about Fluxo at the moment. You know, we already kind of mentioned that this is a side who shouldn't really be dropping maps too solid in general, but they're not playing good Counter-Strike basically at all.
No, I'm with you. It is very worrying at this point for Fluxo. It doesn't feel like I'm watching the Fluxo that is really exciting to me. And to be fair, this is their first true test in ECL this season. I'm very interested to see if they can dig themselves out of this one, because as you said, it does feel like this one is slipping away right before our very eyes. Fluxo now leaning towards that B bomb site. They've got the smokes deployed. Here comes that execution. Ollie to take first contact.
Ollie. It's a bit of an off angle, but it actually works quite nicely. Just gonna slink away in towards the smoke. Lukowski gonna get caught. Art. One of his own. Playing the bin angle. LCM will fall. Now maybe a chance to work with. Nade over towards front pillar. Little bit of damage, but the Molotov stops the run out here. So the bomb goes down. That's the main thing. And it might just get a little bit worse as well. GBB gonna get caught. Even DRG with it all to do, but they're both low. One bullet headshot for the both of them. There's the first. He gets tagged as well. Both of them sits 30 and 40 HP respectively. It's just who can spot the other one first. Who hits that first bullet? DRG starts to make a move around, swing, and a fight. He connects on towards Zevi, and a 1v2 clutch. It seems like Solid just cannot lose right now.
Yeah, now you've got the newest addition to Team Solid showing why he's been brought onto this team in the first place. I mean, he's had a quiet game, but impactful kills there from the former Sharks player. Fluxo try an all-out brawl onto that B site, but it's just not... It's not pacey enough. There is not enough spacing there to really overwhelm the players on the back of the site. They know exactly what's coming before it could even spiral out of control. The instant rotations are there, crossfires are established, and Fluxo never get that extra kill that they need to comfortably plant onto that bomb site. More just issues arising for Fluxo here, and Team Solid continue to impress.
Oh, he's playing the Neo angle, back triple. Bait your teammates, get a kill, so you get mine afterwards, no matter if you're going to lose. And he will get his. However, Zevi, he'll feel so. There's Lukowski, both dropping. The round looking favorable towards Solid right now. Bomb goes down. Yes, Art finds his. Now in a 2v2. This round flips. Becomes a post plant. But numbers even. So maybe a chance. Grouping up together. Arley. BB going to play and try and play off each other. Kai is low. Art not exactly much healthier, but Arley now thrust into a 1 versus 2. Trying to do what DRG just did, but he can't. This time Art sees it off, and this time, finally, Fluxo win a round.
It gets a little scrappy, but they get it over the line nonetheless. It's just an A contact through that smoke. And even though DRG gets one, you're thinking maybe there's still a little bit to write home here for Solid, but they're just not able to get that extra kill that they need to feel comfortable there. So Fluxo will find themselves that 7th round. It took a little bit of time, but they got there eventually. And now, another issue now is that they've taken some severe casualties along the way. So their money is not solid right now. Pardon the pun, but Fluxo really do have to lock down this round if they want any chance at making this a competitive scoreline.
Destiny on towards Arp. It's a good find just as that smoke gets broken open as well. Salanta back. Holding for the swing out. Needs to be careful here. They do drop on towards sight. But he knows there's a real potential of somebody playing in and around Sandwich. Gets caught by the flash. Has to dip back over towards left side con. Arley. Oh, actually going to say he's going to get the kill. But it's actually the AWP. Makes his presence known. Head over towards Firebox. 2v4. This feels very difficult to win right now. Smoke in front of LCM going to make his life difficult. But Arley might just peer through. He Seems tempted. He's holding for the smoke to dissipate. And just as it starts to, he moves back over towards Ticket. There's no pressure here on Solid. As long as they don't overextend, they shouldn't lose this. They just got to play off each other. Speaking of, big flank going to come through. And a big find as well for GBB in towards jungle. Only the one casualty. Solid. Find 11.
Yeah, that's a big kill to find for Destiny, and an even more important round locked in from Solid. I spoke about the dangers of losing that round for Fluxo, and you're in a very sticky situation here. Do you want to fully invest? Do you want to half invest here? I mean, they're going to go for the hero AK on Lukowski, but, you know, at this point, I would just give that hero AK to somebody else. Maybe Nyx, maybe Kai. He's just had a stinker of a game. And I hate to say that because this guy is such a force to be reckoned with on this map specifically, especially on the T side.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but give it up, fella. It's not being your game. Sometimes you just have one of those bad days. I was. Maybe I'll speak to you soon. We'll get his. DRG will fall. He's very low, though. And he will fall eventually. Spam through that smoke. AK, I want to say it is recoverable, but it might actually not be. There it is. Okay, R's actually going to get it. Tap. Successful. Spam is very successful. Oh, no. Just maybe when it felt like there wasn't a chance to work with. They might be having something on the cards here. Oh, I spoke too soon. 4-1. It was never going to happen for Art, was it? Required a monstrous clutch. And that is going to be match point, or I guess match point in this best of one. Two teams holding Mirage has been great.
Oh, yeah. Fluxo now. 5 rounds needed to bring it to overtime, and I don't think that's going to be the case necessarily because Solid have just shut out Fluxo from this half of play. They've shown that not every win is given on a silver platter. You've got to earn some of these, and this newest edition of DRG looks stellar for this side of Solid. I mean, it's not even necessarily the flashiest playing from DRG, but just a very cohesive style from the CT side. On the other end, Fluxo and Kai's edition hasn't been the prettiest at all, really.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, man. What do we do here for Fluxo? They have been just all over the place, haven't they? Really dicey, awkward Counter-Strike, and they've got to go flawless 5 in a row. So I get towards window. Still now, though, creeping in. They've got window control. This is pretty good, but Destiny knows that there's something awry here. Sparty senses the tingling. Ooh, the aim isn't, though. Let's get caught by Lukowski.
Find the kill that he needed, though.
Lukowski got to get out of there. Can't stick around the flames all too much longer. Yeah.
Bit odd. But, oh, dink for DRG. Not the kill, though. Zevi still lives to tell the tale. That means GBB is the only player on this A site. Surely he'll be crunched upon in a matter of moments. And he's got to play the trigger discipline. Can only find one. Nyx is still very aware. Nearly actually went for that bomb plant, which means if that was denied, maybe that clutch is actually on for GBB. But 4 now needed for Fluxo as they continue to climb back here.
Okay, it's better than nothing. It is at least a start and maybe a bit of a conversation to be had here. But I'm really not going to be talking about a conversation about overtime until we get to the likes of maybe 12-10. I can start maybe opening that door a little bit. But at least that one was much better played. You know, do you see at the very least where maybe a chance to work with and potentially something to go forward for Fluxo. Success by making sure that might be the move going forward. LCM going to start well. Lukowski gets caught again. Unfortunately for him, continues to have a rough game here. Really rough game, especially by his standards. Statistically, that's been the best player on this side of the last few months. Unfortunately, been anything but here. Obviously, he's never doing a lot of the legwork. Credit to him, but it's just not been enough to make the side competitive.
They need to find another win condition, really. Gonna try to boost Art into window again, and he finds the necessary frag. Tries to bound his way for a second, but Destiny will clip his wings. 3v4 now that Fluxo continue to have to get past these man disadvantages. Connector control is all that they have. It has to be this A site, but it's right into the open arms of DRG. Huge kill for him. The get Zevi is there for the trade, but 45 seconds left on the clock.
Hang on.
Maybe.
Wait, they got to know Destiny's out, right? They've got to know, and they will, thankfully. For a moment, it looked like they're going to overlook that position. Thankfully, they don't. 30 seconds. Zevi's won, 2 kills back-to-back there. I'd have given them the chance, and Zevi going to see it off. What a time for him to really step up and come alive. Fluxo kept a flow here, just when it felt like they were actually on death's door. Maybe just a chance, because now that 12-10 is going to open up. I said that's maybe when potentially get towards the point of having a chance, and that might just be the case now. Because no buy round to come through here for Team Solid. They should get 10 without breaking too much of a sweat.
Yeah, at this point for Fluxo, I mean, you just gotta try to get this over the line. You're leaning on individuals to get you through these rounds, and doing it well. I mean, they're finding ways to win, and sure, it's not Lucalzi, but Zevi is there. And now Fluxo should be able to get themselves their 10th, no problem. Nyx, Art, they both chime in for a couple of quick kills, and Nyx will finish it off. So 2 rounds now needed Fluxo before now in overtime. And Solid will have another opportunity. Does LCM get that out the AWP? No, he doesn't. So this is basically that last-ditch effort for Team Solid to try and finish this off in regulation. And after that round from Zevi, I really don't know which way this one goes, considering you have that individual prowess ready and waiting.
Yeah, it's true. I'm really interested to see what we get coming forward for this side. I mean, at least for now, I mean, liking what I've been seeing out of Fluxo on these last couple. Keeping things competitive, and he's making this a conversation. This is the big one, though, isn't it? This round really feels like it could be sort of make or break territory. Lose this for Solid, and we could be discussing the potential of an overtime, maybe. All very quiet, though. We hit the 1 minute 10 mark. And there seems to be not a hell of a lot on offer, but we're grouping towards a B hit. Only actually one player here, and GBB is very aggro. Question is, are we contacting this, or are we going to flash him in? Flash him in, is the play. He's in trouble. Down he goes. It's a foot race towards B, and Solid's going to lose this. I would save, yeah. Call it off. Oh, Destiny, just call it off.
He should be very happy that he's alive there. He should never be swinging in any kind of a situation. So, thank your lucky stars. Hold on to these 4 guns. If you're Fluxo, though, I say you go for the hunt. You try to find a way to clip as many of these weapons out from the side of Solid. And that's exactly what they're thinking. I mean, 3 players through the market window. You've got a player off of Catwalk. Solid are just going to try to hunker down here in Palace and hope that they can hold on to all 4 of these weapons. I don't necessarily know if they can, considering there's still a boatload of utility that the T side can dump into the Palace position. It's going to be very close, but this situation here might be deciding the fate of this entire map.
Oh my, this is such a big hunt. Destiny for 2, has to pull out the pistol, and he can't survive. Oh my god, what a hunt at the end there. Solid, questionable decisions, I think it's safe to say. And in the end, doesn't end up working out all too well for them. My god, we might be going towards overtime here, and Fluxo might be somehow what felt like a lost cause bailing themselves out at the end.
Brutal. Just brutal for Solid. Being in that kind of a situation, having so many chances to close out a map, but not being able to even hold on to the guns to get another shot at closing it. And now it's again another B call here from Art. They want to go charging in at Ale. Destiny does find one when the going gets tough, but I mean, if that's not going to be it, it's got to be LCM. He steps up for one massive one on the back of the bomb site. He's just got to hold on strong. His teammates are all here to help deal with this situation, but nobody is able to find the necessary frags. Finally, Zebi breaks one through. The deadlock is snapped. Art with another DRG, fighting tooth and nail. And now it's just Art, but LCM will find the final frag. 22 kills from him. It took a grueling amount of time, but Solid do close it out. The B execution does not work, and Team Solid should really, really be happy with themselves.
Yeah, my God, what a chaotic way to end it, but all the same, that's all that we care about. Make sure that you take a map on the board. If it had gone towards overtime, I think Fluxo actually have a really good chance there, maybe even taking the match itself, but they don't let it get there.